Another issue for the Roosters is Luke Keary. Luke Keary not playing this week. Concerns about concussion. This is one that we've got to keep an eye on. Like, how serious is this? Apparently he's been getting headaches. For him to miss out, considering this knock wasn't that severe, to still be out this week has got to be a huge concern for Luke and his future and the Roosters.
It was an innocuous concussion. It was not the one we all sat back and thought, oh. The fact is that even then he was still able to actually get up and walk off the field, but the fact that several weeks later he's still getting headaches from it. Now, I know he's been cleared by the club to actually return to play, but he's himself said he's still getting headaches. That's a concern. Look, Brate, the one thing, and this whole concussion debate, we are so early in our knowledge of this whole journey that we don't know. All we can do is trust that if Luke Keary says he's still getting symptoms, he's still getting symptoms and he's not ready to play. And the fact that, we know more than anything that the players do their best. They will fake being healthy to get out there and play. If he's declaring himself not healthy to play, it must be a concern.
Yeah.
It has to be a concern for the club.
On the way over tonight, I spoke to Professor Chris Levi, who's recognised as one of the sharpest neuro experts in the country. He's examined Luke Keary since this last issue, and he did tell me, and while protecting patient-doctor confidentiality, there is nothing wrong with Luke Keary to suggest that he needs to retire, medically retire. He actually gave the Roosters a rap in the conservative, ultra-vigilant way they treat concussion, and if he's not feeling quite... Some clubs pressure players to come back.
No doubt they do.
You know, and,
no doubt.
But look, that's not my opinion. I'm just telling you what the professor said.
But the fact that he's said to the club, I'm not right to play, is the concern. And look, concussions are become a little bit like bad backs. You actually can't see much evidence that there's something wrong, except you've got to take the word of the victim. And in this case, or the patient, in this case, Luke Keary is saying that he's not right. The fact is, as I said, that was an innocuous hit. It didn't seem to be a lot in it.
Yeah.
Now, that's not a question on Luke Keary's integrity. That just shows you that there's some underlying issues there.
Look, I think there's a psychological issue, and that's what happens, to a football player when you get a lot
of... Not if
he's
getting headaches.
No,
the headaches aren't psychological.
I think, from what I've heard, he's sought Jake Trent and he sought Boyd Cordner, and he's asked them a lot of questions about symptoms. Are they similar to the ones that forced him into retirement? And you guys know better. He's such an intelligent person, Keary, and he's prepared to take time.
I get it. Buzz, I was at a lunch on Friday, for Matraville Tigers. Bob McCarthy was there speaking. And he spoke, and I don't want to embarrass his former teammates, but he went through his former teammates. And Bobby McCarthy's in his late 70s, I believe, now. And he was talking about his old teammates and how they're faring. And it was frightening to hear.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Like, some of them are in nappies. Suffering dementia.
It's horrible.
So, and that's the fear that for so many years we didn't think brain injury stuck around. Now we're seeing clear evidence that it does.
Well, there was zero care in those days.
It was a badge of honour to get up from a concussion.
But that's why you've got
on.
to give the Roosters the rap for the way they're dealing with it.
And Keary for actually having the strength and say to the club, I'm not ready.
See, Keary's a smart guy, right? Yeah. He's got bachelor degrees, he's studied, he's gone to uni.
And he needs his brain after footy, Brate.
He knows the transition from footy to afterlife is not an easy one. He knows that he's got the capabilities to have a successful life after footy. And that's why he's probably got this hesitation thinking, do I need to stay and risk dementia or risk CTE or life after footy and struggles life after footy? Or do I just play the season out or call it at some point
but
for quality of life?
I think that's a bit dramatic considering what the doctor said.
That knock there was like innocuous.
No doubt he's seen Boyd and Jake as well up close. I mean, he's seen how this whole thing can unfold.
We've seen NFL players retire at 24, 25 because they've got a concussion and just, I've got more in life than
what I've explained to you, he's been medically cleared to continue. There was that wasn't a severe concussion.
The Roosters are worried about it, okay? They are worried.
Of course they're worried.
And he might have been medically cleared, but all that shows you, Buzz, is that when they have the scans and the X-rays, they cannot see any damage. But the fact he's having headaches continuously since he's had the concussion shows you that the X-rays and the scans aren't revealing the entirety of the problem.
CTE can't be diagnosed or post-mortem till you're dead anyway.
You definitely think about it. I know as a past footy player, I think about it now. It scares the you-know-what out of me. It's in the family as well. And so I think about it every day. Now, as a player, going through this and being concussed the amount of times that he has and seeing his best mates go through the same thing, the Roosters are well equipped and they've been through it and they're the best club to be at. But there's no doubt in my mind that Luke's thinking about it, and it's a tough period of his life, and he's got some big decisions to make. That's what I think.
The decision Luke's got to make too, there's a money decision for Luke to make as well, because he'd be walking away from $2 million.
Well, no, not if he gets medically retired, he wouldn't.
Well, how's he going to get medically retired?
This is the thing.
Well, I'm saying he won't get medically retired because...
Well, the Roosters have looked after Boyd and Jake in retirement. And they had
well, Jake was off contract anyway.
Well, Boyd had a contract, didn't he?
I'm sure he'd have a case to get medically retired. How can they prove, as I said, it's like a bad back. How can you actually prove
I don't
that
know,
there's not damage there?
Look, I'm just quoting...
I'm sure they'd find a way to resolve it. I don't think money should be a consideration in this.
Yeah, I honestly
think
we'll see him playing again in 2 or 3 weeks.
I do too.
And I hope we do.
So, I mean, moving forward, regardless of the position that Keary's at the moment, the Roosters are... There's a bit of murmurs around that they're a bit worried about their half situation. They're not quite settled with the way that the 6 and 7 are going. Do they look to someone like a Burton, or are they content? Do we have any mail about that? Because there are some rumours floating around about a premier half possibly going to the club.
I think that's just been dreamed up a little bit at the moment. I just think that's people speculating. The fact that Keary's...
Well, it was Munster not so long ago, wasn't it?
It was Payne Haas the week before, it was Selwyn Cobbo the week before, and now it's Matt Burton.
But if Luke Keary is forced to retire or decides to retire, they're going to have a lot of money up their sleeve.
And they've always got plan B, C.
And if they